A couple's fun in a secluded forest turns dangerous after they anger a local gang. The gang planned to kill them to prevent future threats. The woman escaped and survived. To avenge the dead man, the unarmed woman began a stylish killing spree, seeking blood for blood from the entire gang. Hannah is married to a Wei, who works as a police officer. He recently took a rare vacation due to an injury from capturing criminals. The couple chose to spend time in the mountains. While walking on the sidewalk, a car behind them suddenly honked loudly. Dazhuang, the driver, was muscular. He quickly began conversing with Hannah. "You ever been with a real man?" Facing Dazhuang's provocation, Hannah shot back with an international gesture. Dazhuang planned to stop them, but quickly chose a different road. Despite the brief incident, they remained upbeat and soon reached a small restaurant. Just as they found a seat and sat down, Dazhuang also arrived, still upset about Hannah's earlier response. As tensions rose, Aunt May from the restaurant approached. He told Dazhuang and the others to leave and asked Dazhuang to treat them to a meal. Although Dazhuang was very unhappy about it, he eventually agreed. The two traveled deep into the mountains after their meal. While they were camping in a small grove, a woman came over to kindly warn Hannah that the locals are not very friendly to outsiders, and they should be extra careful. After dinner, they chose to walk, but were soon caught in heavy rain. They sought shelter from the rain in a nearby small wooden cabin. Seeing that there was no one inside the cabin, they walked straight in. The small room appeared ordinary, but reinforced doors and windows intrigued Hannah. She saw marks on the floor, suggesting there are hidden secrets in this place. Hannah planned to push the cabinet to take a look. Awei thought they were trespassing and should stop proceeding. Unable to resist Hannah's curiosity, they opened a secret room filled with military weapons. Realizing the danger, they decided it was unsafe to stay just as they were about to leave. When Hannah woke up again, Awei was being beaten up by Dazhuang. Dazhuang's arms depot was revealed. Dazhuang didn't believe Awei's explanation about being on vacation, because no one ever comes to this desolate place for a holiday. As Dazhuang prepared to confront Hannah, his men found Awei's police badge. Dazhuang returned to the room, apologized, and just when they thought they would be let go, Dazhuang pulled out a gun and shot each of them. He tossed them into a deep pit. Hannah was lucky to survive, as the bullet only grazed her scalp. After breaking free from her restraints, she held away and cried out loud, taking off her necklace to put it on him, and covered his body with branches. The next morning, Hannah returned to their camping spot, which had been cleaned up. Thinking of Dazhuang's despicable face, Hannah decided to make him pay in blood. Furiously, Hannah tied up her hair and yanked an axe off a tree. She sharpened a branch into a weapon and returned to the small cabin where the man saw her. A look of disbelief, Hannah inquired about the others, but the man resisted and attempted to fight her with a knife, only to be subdued by her. Hannah entered the room to thoroughly check it out. It had been carefully rearranged to resemble a normal home. Hannah re-entered the jungle to search for others. Soon, he spotted two henchmen. While one man was distracted, Hannah knocked him out from behind. Just as he was about to take out the other, the man turned and noticed him, leading to a scuffle. Hannah, pinned down by a man, performed a scissor kick to defeat him and followed up with a series of strikes to finish him off. Hannah hanged the complaining man with rope, hoping he would lead her to Dazhuang. Hannah's torture couldn't break his defiance. Hannah released him after his calf injury. To attract Dazhuang's attention, Hannah blew up their small camp. It turned out there was a gang here, with Aunt May as the leader and Dazhuang as her subordinate. Aunt May noticed the explosion and gave orders. Dazhuang went to check, and Hannah quietly followed the injured man. On the way, she happened to encounter Dazhuang's pickup truck and quickly hid in it. Hannah quietly exited the car and hid after reaching Aunt May's base. After hearing about the deaths of her subordinates, Aunt May angrily reprimanded Dazhuang, questioning his usefulness. "Hurry up and deal with that woman." Aunt May grew curious about Hannah and ordered her subordinates to investigate her identity. They were shocked by their unexpected discovery. Hannah is a pentathlon champion and the first female Ranger Special Forces member. Aunt May prioritized her subordinates' abilities over her concerns. The sheriff, who was hunting in the mountains, heard an explosion and found bodies on the ground. He promptly informed the dispatch center, unaware that the staff were affiliated with Aunt May. When additional officers arrived, they identified Aunt May's men, confirming her control over the mountain. The ex-sheriff cautioned that this elderly man was untouchable, even for police. The new sheriff disregards the situation and goes to Aunt May's house. Aunt May alleges her subordinates committed suicide and has witnesses who stabs themselves 6 times in the chest to commit suicide. Aunt May insists on sending the sheriff away, claiming to hold a memorial, despite his disbelief. The sheriff must leave. Hannah, aware of the enemy's strength, diligently sets traps in the jungle to eliminate them one by one. They pray together that night for fallen comrades. But it looks more like a wild party. In no time, everyone is drunk. Hannah seizes the chance for revenge as she enters Dazhuang's room. Although he is strong, the petite Hannah is more agile and quickly takes care of Dazhuang. Hannah notices a girl being forcefully pulled into a room just as she's leaving. Hannah approaches and discovers 3 girls trapped in a cage. She intends to assist their escape, but one girl's scream unexpectedly alerts the nearby guard. Hannah escapes with the other girl as a guard pursues them, wounding the girl with a shot. Seeing that they couldn't run away, Hannah and the girl stood still. As the man approached slowly, Hannah triggered a trap she had set, and the man met his end on the spot. When another man came chasing after, Hannah shot him down. That night in the jungle, Hannah vowed to help the girl reach safety, but the girl insisted she could never return. Aunt May wouldn't allow her to leave while pregnant with Dajwang's child. Aunt May was implicated in human trafficking, capturing and torturing girls monthly before selling them. The following day, while Hannah was cleaning, she heard screams as the henchmen pursued them again. Hannah quickly took out one person and used a man as a shield to block bullets. While the enemy was reloading, she shot him down. The sheriff mistook Hannah for one of Aunt May's associates as he passed by. While they were engaged in conversation, the sheriff was unexpectedly shot in the thigh and shoulder. Brave Hannah quickly took him down and bandaged his wounds. Hannah fled with 2 injured individuals. Even a god couldn't evade that situation. Hannah concealed the sheriff in a remote jungle and fled with the girl. As dogs barked in pursuit, they entered a small river to evade detection, ensuring their scent would vanish. They met the kind driver who had previously warned Hannah on their way. Hannah quickly got in the car with the girl, thinking they were finally safe. The 2 fell asleep in the car after running all day and night. When they woke up again, they had already arrived at Aunt May's headquarters. Surprisingly, this kind person was affiliated with Aunt May. Despite being captured, Hannah bravely confronted her henchmen. Aunt May planned to kill the girl directly. Hannah claimed the girl was coerced and that she was pregnant with Dajwang's child, which made Aunt May reconsider. He chose to wait until the girl gave birth before killing her, planning to keep Hannah alive for some torment. The guard aimed to be kind to Hannah, but when she entered with food, he decided to shift his attention. Hannah cleverly provoked the guard, and just when he believed he had her subdued, she stabbed him in the side and escaped with the knife. Injecting herself with adrenaline, she felt a surge of combat readiness and rushed into the room to fight. The background actors, who had barely spoken throughout, were naturally reluctant to perform too much, and within moments, they were all taken down by Hannah. As she anxiously prepared to leave, May held the terrified girl hostage with a glimmering knife. Suddenly, someone behind Hannah stabbed her, and just as she turned to shoot, May ruthlessly killed the girl and quickly fled the scene. Hannah found a car and left the scene. In the blink of an eye, 3 months passed. One day, Aunt May was sunbathing in the yard when her watch suddenly received a text. Next year on this day will be your death anniversary. Aunt May was shot in the forehead by Hannah from the jungle as she gazed into the distance. Afterward, she packed her things and drove away gracefully. The film One Woman Army concludes. Hannah's curiosity led her into trouble, resulting in Always death. Curiosity killed the cat. What I'm curious about is, why not just kill Hannah since they didn't catch her? Were they anticipating a counterattack? Alright, if you want to see more movie commentary, please follow me. Bye.